After I became disabled at 32, I did manage to work for another 8 years, but I wasn't able to manage it anymore. To be eligible for disability supports, you really have to go through the entirety of your savings. I did struggle for a couple of years. I lost my home, and I was able to rent rooms in illegal basement suites, which weren't accessible enough for me. It was during that time that I was really finding it was difficult to be approved for any kind of home because I'm on AISH, I'm not working, and because of my disability, they were concerned that I may be a liability in their building. Because you are required to spend your savings and have no more than $5,000 in assets before you're even eligible to apply for things like AISH or your CPP disability, the wait time for approval means that you're living off that last $5,000. So by the time that you are approved, you're left really living on the line. I wish others knew how expensive affordable housing is. Any apartment building that has an elevator or barrier-free doors is more expensive. Rent is usually close to what our income is if we're on disability supports. The entirety of our income. So when you go to apply for something like a new apartment, they do credit checks. You're not able to pass a credit check. And a lot of the places that are available within the price range for someone who's living on disability supports are not accessible. They're not necessarily legal. So you don't have a legal and binding agreement with a landlord or someone who rents you a room. So the AISH barrier is that a lot of landlords or homeowners have a preconceived notion that people living on disability supports are somehow not going to be able to care for the space that they move into. The other part of that stigma is that you're a liability. So I would go in, and with the market these days, there's open houses for small rental spaces or rooms. There might be 20 people there. And the moment they see that you're on disability supports, they worry that you may not be able to manage your budget. And I'm lucky in that I am able to walk, but it's very limited. I do require a wheelchair. But for a year and a half, while I was in this sort of no man's land of bouncing between small short-term rentals, my wheelchair had to stay in my car. I wasn't able to bring it inside of a home. It's difficult to be social, to get out of the house if you're having to crawl up basement stairs to get out. Or if you're just exhausted from trying to manage the space, or if you can't have people over and have a sense of pride and share a meal together. We all know that there's a GP shortage across the country. I'm enrolled in the chronic pain clinic. It's usually a 2 to 3 year wait list to get in, but in order to get in, you need to have a GP. In order to have a GP, you need to have a home address. So a lot of the healthcare that is out there, you're not eligible for until you're in stable housing. So it was recommended to me to go to the Source in downtown Calgary and let them know that I was in a bit of a dire situation. And they put in a referral for me. And I was picked up by Bridge to Home.